Hello, good to see you. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's full today. We got a lot of, not full, but there's lots of people who are still expecting, about 11 more. So if you could, if you see an inch or two of space next to you, to the right or to the left, you might scooch a drop closer so a mat can slide in there. And that way you don't have to move when someone else comes in. But everyone will fit, I promise. But nothing quite as jostling as having to move after we get started. And we'll start soon with all of the props. So take your time. I can bring them over to you later on too, but 2 blocks, blanket, strap. We'll do some time to roll too. So if you want to grab some of those therapy balls in the bucket here, you can, or I can bring them to you at the end of class too. Cool enough? I was telling Emily, NPR says it's going to be 64 degrees tonight, which feels like a AC off, window open kind of sleep if that's your jam. But how's it feeling here? You guys okay? I'll turn fans and AC on as we get moving, but just to start. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Quiet today. Hi. Lots of space. my friend Monica, who was teaching a workshop a couple of weeks ago, I play the same 2 songs in the beginning and at the end of class because it's nice to keep things consistent. And after 2.5 years of playing this song, she was like, "What is it? Can you tell me so I could use it?" Did you know that Moby has 2 whole albums of long ambient sounds? And each song is 27 minutes long. This is one of them. I've been playing it for 30 minutes already, and there's still 15 minutes to go. So, yep. I think he has so many of them. And they're called like LA1, LA2, LA3. And some of them really hit, and some of them I'm like, this is not the vibe. Nothing. I know nothing about him. Oh my God. The connections that people have. I had no idea. And now he makes music to put people to sleep. Yeah. Well, arguably, when Spotify has your Wrapped of the year, mine is always so warped, and Moby's my #1 artist, and it's the 2 songs that I play on repeat. And I'm like, okay. I know, at this point, I'm like, top 1% of his songs, I'm available for it. Hi. All right, welcome. Let's get started. Lots to get to today. It's great to be with you all. I missed you last week, but I'm really happy to be back. And for those that are new to me or new to class or we didn't get a chance to say hi to each other, my name is Anisha. Thank you for coming. There's so many things happening at the studio that I'll tell you after class. I'll get to announcements, but how are we feeling in our bodies? Any requests that you're needing today? Any body parts, poses, things that you're craving? Shoulders, yes. Yes. Hamstrings. Neck. Yeah. Yeah, we can get to that. Yeah, okay, this sounds good. I was in a long car ride for the past couple of days, and I woke up this morning and 6 of my things cracked, so I was like, okay, it's going to be nice to be here all together. For those that are new, the format of class is that I practice from here so that people at home have a little visual, but if there's any questions that come up throughout, anything that doesn't make sense, or any things that need clarification, I'll walk around, and please feel free to call me over, because I'm more than happy to come help in any way that I can. All right, so yes, a couple of days ago began the season of Leo, and there was a few Leo birthdays in class yesterday. Any here today? None? Really? Or you don't want to? I feel like the Leos would not admit that it's their birthday season. Great. Okay. Well, my mom's too. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so we know them by proxy. They're around. They're available. But it's the time of year, like late summer, late harvest season, where there's a lot that's potent in the air around us. And it reminds me, this is the time of year that reminds me of a story in the yogic and Hindu canon that offers us a lot of perspective in our practice. So I'll tell you the story today, I'll tell you a few morals about it, and then we'll start to get into where we're going. But the story begins once upon a time, thousands and thousands of years ago. As all stories do, it started off with a demonic king, and he was conquering and taking over worlds and doing his daily penances and his yoga and his tasks to get an offering and a boon from the gods. And he initially asked the gods to be immortal, to never be killed and to live forever so that he can continue to cause havoc in the universes that he inhabited. And the gods said, no, we won't give you immortality. So then he asked another question. He was like, okay, also, in full disclosure, the way that I tell these mythological stories is very casual. You'll never hear anyone saying them like this, but this is the way that they resonate with me. So if you like them, I can point you to directions where people tell them much more eloquently than I do, but for the sake of our 75-minute class, this is the way that you're going to get them. So he goes to the gods, the god of creation, Brahma, and he says, okay, if I can't be immortal, can I be never defeated or killed by man, woman, or animal, at day or night, inside or outside. And I think that's it. There might be a few other things, but he essentially tried to trick his way into immortality because he was like, there's no way that anything can happen to me. And Brahma says, okay, you've done all of the work. For hundreds of years, you've prayed to us for this boon. You deserve it, even though we know you're going to do evil things. And so he gets this boon of seeming immortality, and he conquers worlds and universes. And then the remaining that are there, that are praying to the god of preservation, Vishnu, they say, we need some help. We know that this man is immortal. We know that nothing can take him down, but there has to be something that you can offer us. And Vishnu comes and he transforms into an avatar of himself known as Narasimha. And Nara means human, Simha means lion. And so he becomes the upper body of a lion and the lower body of a human. And he finds his way into the kingdom. And years go by. The demonic king is still causing havoc and chaos. And one day, dusk falls. It becomes neither day nor night. And the demonic king is sitting at home in his palace, and he hears a loud, thundering boom. And from one of the pillars of his palace emerges Narasimha, the half-lion, the half-human form. And he takes the demonic king into the threshold, so neither inside nor outside. And he's neither man or animal or woman. He's all a combination of the three. And he takes him, he puts him on his lap and breaks his neck and then does some things with it and kills him and defeats him. I mention it because it gets graphic in the stories, and that's not really the point of it, but he's able to kill him without any weaponry, with the use of his own hands and what he has available to himself. And so why am I telling you this story in our yoga practice? And it's for a few reasons. Come on in. One of the reasons is because every time you hear one of these mythological stories, and some of you may have heard this as you practice in the studio, there's no mirrors in the yoga studio. You see a few deities peppered throughout. And the idea is that you are every single character in every one of these mythological stories. And the more you get to learn about them, the more it reveals aspects of yourself, because the gods weren't created, these characters weren't created out of thin air. They were created as a reflection of us as humans. So not only are you the multi-dimensional, half lion, half human character, you are also the demonic king. There are tendencies in each and every one of us that emerge when we don't necessarily expect. But the moral of the story of Narasimha is that no matter what the circumstances are, no matter how complicated, no matter the seeming immortality that a demon might have, you have the aspects of this half lion, half human within you to be able to conquer any demons that you begin to encounter. So I tell you this because we're moving towards, at least for me, a few my demon poses, the poses that I always avoid, the poses that I tend to not do, the poses that I'm like, why are they here? But the idea is you have everything that you already need to find your way around, to find your way through, to find your way out of any given situation. So we'll practice lots of variations as we move in towards some twists and neck and shoulders and hamstrings and all the other requests. But please take breaks, sip lots of water if and when you need. If you want to Google the picture of Narasimha, it's Narsimha. I can tell that to you again later if you're so interested, because some of the pictures are nuts, beautiful, wild. And the more you see the pictures, the more tidbits you begin to pick up on, and the more you begin to identify aspects of yourself. So we'll see where it takes us today. We'll start in a comfortable seat, however that looks for you. You're more than welcome to start lying down. You can definitely sit cross-legged. You might sit up on your knees. You might sit up on props so that your hips can be higher than your knees. But as you arrive in your seat, let your eyes either soften or close so you can listen for your breath. When we close our eyes, it gives you a moment to see every version of yourself more than before. The you that you were, the you that you are, and the you that you are making space to become into, they all exist here in infinite forms. So as you take this time to notice that thread of your breath, just see where it likes to be, where it has an affinity for. For some of us, it stays more in the front of the body. For some of us, it stays more up in the chest. The more you notice your breath, can you let it naturally begin to deepen? Letting each inhale move from your nose, down into your belly, then up into your heart. And each exhale, offer the breath up and out through the crown of your head. Continue with a few more of those breaths at your pace. Each breath letting you dissolve the day that was. Each breath allowing for you to arrive to where you are now. And each breath that comes after, making space for what has yet to come. So as you take another breath in, back, down, and wide, let your exhale offer the breath down and out into the earth and up and out through every fiber of you. Let's start our time here with each other with 3 more rounds of that same breath. You can place your hands to anywhere that feels like center for you, on your person or in front of your heart in a moment of self-reverence. If your hands are in Anjali Mudra, you might pull your thumbs back to touch your heart as you lift your heart up into your thumbs to meet yourself where you are. Take a deep breath in to offer all of it out. 2 more times on your own. The bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes when you listen for and really remember your breath. And now keeping that connection as best as you can, let your hands slowly release, gently blink your eyes open. And let's meet in tabletop today to start to link breath and movement together through a few rounds of cat and cow. So take your time to find your way to all fours. You might have your blocks framing out the front of your mat. You might use them as we start to move about. But with your hands nice and wide, spread your fingers. Let your toes be tucked or untucked back behind you. And on your own, if you haven't already, start to round and arch your spine at your pace. Let's be here for 5 or 6 breaths, just moving on your own. And if it feels good to stay more rounded or arched for a few extra breaths, please feel free to do so. Perhaps you take a few extra breaths in child's pose or moving forward with your shoulders over your wrists. But begin to see what it's like to link your breath and movement together, letting each inhale fill you up a drop more than before. And each exhale offering itself out through every fiber of you. Find your way back to table, come to your neutral spine. Walk your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders, keep them there, and for a calf stretch, stretch the right leg back behind you, tuck the right toes under, and reach back through the right heel to find some space in the back of your right leg. You might keep the heel steady, you might move it slightly forward and back, but as the heel reaches back, can you slide the very top of your head forward so you grow long through all 4 sides of your neck. And then switch sides after a few breaths. Bend your right knee, stretch back through the left. And notice what you feel on the second side. It might feel same or different. Maybe you stay still or slightly move the heel back and forth. But think bottom of your heart forward, crown of your head forward to grow long in each direction. Come back to table, find your neutral spine. Walk those hands forward of your shoulders, bring your knees back behind your hips, and with those toes tucked under, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take as much time, as many breaths as you'd like to find your way there. And in your down dog, take what you need here. It might be stillness that feels sweet to you. Maybe it's some movement, pedaling the heels from side to side. You might soften and straighten your legs simultaneously. But an offering to your breath, take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out. When you find your next exhale, lift your heels high, soften your knees, look forward, and one foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your hands to come into your forward fold. Blocks are helpful underneath your hands so the floor comes high up to meet you. Feel free to widen your feet an inch or two, or let your knees be quite soft to let the backs of your legs and your low back find some extra room. But with your head heavy, take a deeper breath in, and on your exhale, stay as you bow in towards yourself. Now hands can climb up to your hips, stand through your legs, and a big breath in to rise as you release your hands. Heel toe your feet to bring them right under your hips, and on your inhale, sweep your hands forward enough to get tall. As you exhale, soften your knees to fold over your legs. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen, grow long through your spine. And on your exhale, step it back to plank pose. Find the top of your push-up. With the knees up or down, press down into your palms and think crown of your head forward towards the front of the room. Big breath in. Exhale to bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. Bring those hands as wide as your mat. Take up some extra space and inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra. Hug the shoulder blades together. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog, or tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 deep breaths. We'll do these Surya Namaskars one more time in a little bit. And the beauty is that while they're the same series of poses, the same order, the same sequence, which version of yourself reveals itself to you each time? Meaning, do you find a new sensation in your body? Maybe you remember your breath a second sooner than I suggest. But when you find your next exhale, lift your heels high, soften your knees, and come forward to the top of your mat. Wait for your inhale as you come up halfway. And big exhale to fold, bowing into yourself. Take a long breath in to rise. Stand through your legs, touch the sky, get tall. And as you exhale, release. Hands come down by your sides. One more time, really follow your breath more than the sound of my voice. Inhale, the arms reach up. On your exhale, fold, bow in. Inhale to come up halfway. Take the entire breath and let your entire exhale bring you back to plank. A full breath here. Think tail towards your heels and heart forward. And on your exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for the inhale to rise, Cobra, Bhujangasana. And as you exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. 3 more breaths wherever you are. Let the inhale move from the nose past your heart into your belly. And with each exhale, can you push through your fingertips to lift your hips high to the sky? Take another long, steady breath in. Let it fill you up. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. When you find your next exhale, lift those heels, soften your knees, look forward to come forward to the top of your mat. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Take a deep breath in to rise. Stand through the legs, touch the sky, get tall. And exhale to let the hands come down by your sides. With your palms on your thighs, bend your knees and sit your hips back into chair pose. Think hips to the back of your mat. And as you lift your heart up to the sky, feel free to keep the palms on your thighs. Or if you want to add some heat, reach the arms up overhead. But as you slide the bottom ribs back, lengthen and breathe into the middle of your back. Slide the ears back to lift your chin. Take a deep breath in and down. Stay for the exhale, lift your heart up, and let your hips get heavier to the earth. Now big breath in brings you up to rise, reach up, touch the sky, and exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. And as you come up onto blocks or fingertips on either side of that right foot, squeegee the left toes back another inch or 2 to get longer. Now left hand stays down, reach your right arm straight ahead towards the front of the room. As you stretch forward through your right fingertips, tack your right hip back so you get very long through the right side waist. Take a big breath in, and on your exhale, we twist open to the right, a big circle with that right hand. Twice more as you inhale, bow in, reach forward through the right arm. Big exhale, stretch up and out through the right fingertips. One more, inhale to grow long. And as you exhale, stay twisting open to the right as you reach the right arm up. Now lift that left thigh high, tack your right front hip back, and can you lean back against the strength that you've created? Big breath in. Stay for your exhale, bend 1 more inch into that right thigh. And then inhale to unwind, lower the right hand. We'll step it forward, take all the hops you need so the left foot meets the right. Inhale to come up halfway. Big exhale to fold as you bow in. Bring your feet a fist or 2 fists width distance apart. And as we come to Utkatasana again, bend your knees, sit your hips back, palms to thighs or arms up overhead. But offer it to the breath, 3 rounds. Send the breath in, back, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale, let the hips get heavier as you lift your heart up to the sky. Take another breath in, let it fill you up completely. Stay for your exhale, think hips heavy as you lift the crown of your head towards the ceiling. And now big breath in to rise, reach tall up through the fingers. As you exhale, fold and bow in. Keep your left foot forward, step your right foot back to catch your lunge. Come high up onto fingertips or blocks. And as you squeegee the right toes back another inch or 2, right hand stays down as you stretch forward through the left fingertips. Now my left hip sways to the left and goes forward. So you reach the left fingers, tap the left hip back. Big breath in here. On your exhale, we twist open to the left. Do that twice with your breath. On your inhale, reach forward, bow in. Wait for the whole breath to revolve you open to the left. 1 more. Drink in your inhale as you reach through the fingertips. And now stay twisting to the left as you exhale. Lift up through that right back thigh. Tack the left hip back. And can you slide the ears back to lean back against yourself? Take 1 more breath in. Stay for your exhale. Bend into that front thigh. And then inhale to unwind. Lower the hands. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Take your time to find your way there. Pedal the heels 1 at a time. Take a breath or 2 to notice what you feel. And now inhale brings you forward to plank pose. As you exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Wait for the inhale to rise, cobra. Hug those shoulder blades towards each other. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Take a long, steady breath in. Let it fill you up. And a big exhale to let all of that breath go. On your next inhale, watch for your friends or the wall behind you as you reach the right leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. Pivot your back heel to the floor, and on your inhale, rise for warrior 2, facing the long edge of your mat. Let the right knee and toes point ahead, and now walk your left foot back 1 centimeter or 2 to get longer in your stance. As you look away from the floor, lift your heart, stretch through the fingertips, take a big breath in. On your exhale, bend into that front thigh. Now keep those legs steady. Inhale to reach just the arms to the sky. Bend your right elbow, pat yourself somewhere on the upper back, and let your left fingertips hold on. Think elbow to the ceiling to get taller, and then press your head back into the forearm to lift your chin. Can you take a big breath in, down, and wide? Stay for your exhale, bend into the right thigh as you lift the right elbow up 1 more inch. And now inhale to release those arms. Push the right leg straight, get tall in each direction. Triangle pose, right fingertips to your block or to the floor, in or outside of that front foot. For my friends whose knees easily lock, take the tiniest bend in your knees. You might not be able to feel it, but you can see it. And now hug your legs towards each other. Pull the right foot back, the left foot forward. And as you press down into that right arm, stretch the left fingertips to the sky. Take 1 more breath in. Stay for your exhale. Can you lean back against yourself to broaden through the chest? Nice. Inhale to unwind. Lower the hands to the earth. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Step back through the right foot. Before we go to the second side, give yourself a moment to take notice of what you feel. You might pedal the heels 1 at a time as you lift your hips high. or stay still and steady, but what is it that you notice from one leg to the other? And now for side 2, float the left leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. Pivot the back heel down to the earth, and on an inhale, rise, Virabhadrasana 2, second side. As you walk the right foot back an inch towards the back of your mat, bend into that left thigh, and see if you can look away from the floor. Get long in each direction. Take a deep breath in. Stay for your exhale. Let the crown of your head grow taller to the sky. And now keep the legs steady. Reach the arms to the sky. Bend your left elbow. Let the right fingertips hold on. Elbow to the ceiling. How tall can you get as you press your head back to lift your chin? Let there be space for breath to come through. Take a big breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Bend into that left thigh. Left elbow up. And now release those arms out to a T. Press through the left foot to straighten the leg. Get long through the fingertips. Trikonasana, left fingertips to your block or to the floor. In or outside of that front leg. Give the legs a squeeze in towards each other. You create that threshold within yourself. As you hug the legs in, you'll feel that energy run up the ground into the steadiness of your legs. And then into that, can you push through the left fingers, reach the right arm 1 more inch to touch the skylights above you as you lean back against your steadiness. Take 1 more breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then inhale to unwind. Lower the hands, bend the left knee, and take it back to downward facing dog. Pedal the heels, a breath or 2 to notice. And on your inhale, ripple forward through to plank pose. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Stretch your arms alongside of you. Flip your palms down to face the floor. Before we lift into locust, feel those legs back behind you and hug your inner thighs towards each other. They don't have to touch, but feel the legs become steady. Now shrug your shoulders to the ears, hug the shoulder blades together. As you inhale, lift your head, lift your heart, float your palms up off the earth, and exhale to let the legs float up off the ground. Let your eyes either close or soften completely to listen for your breath. Each inhale, hug those inner thighs in, spin your inner thighs to the sky. Each exhale, hug the shoulder blades together to lift your palms 1 more inch. Take a big breath in, and on your exhale, release, lower down. You can rest on your cheek or on one of your palms, but offer it to your breath. Take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Can you breathe full and steady into your belly so the low back expands, touching the air above you? Breathe into your chest and feel your upper back broaden, touching the air above you. If you're on a cheek or on a palm, just turn to the other side to switch as you take 1 more breath in and exhale to offer all of that breath out. And now come back through center, hands to either side of your chest. Press your way up through to tabletop or plank pose. And take it back to downward facing dog. When I taught yesterday, I taught locust too. It was right when the Italian fighter thing, what was that? What was happening? Just saying hi? Oh, okay. But the metaphor was when we all did locust, when I didn't know what was happening with the fighter jet, I was like, look at us in the sky, flying. Me too. It was on, okay, anyway, I'll talk about it forever, but let's keep going. Lift the right leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. Big breath in brings you up to rise for high lunge this time. Reach the arms, the chest, the torso to the sky. Walk the right foot an inch or 2 over to the right, so you're less on a balance beam. And now lift the left thigh high. As you stretch up through the arms, see if you can look away from the floor to where you're going. Take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale and bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Now hands come to your hips. Let's come up to stand. Soften the back knee. Take all the hops you need to spring off your left foot. Grow 1 inch taller through the crown of your head and lower the left foot down. Bend your knees, sit your hips back. Lean into the left foot. Lift your right heel. And for standing figure 4, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Your hands can stay on your hips. They can come to blocks high out in front of you to hold something steady. They can also reach up overhead, but flex that right foot as much as you can. And as your hips go back, lift your heart up to the sky. Take a big breath in here. Stay for the exhale as you offer that breath out. And now inhale to come all the way to rise. Lower the right foot down, reach the arms up. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Grow up and over to the left for standing crescent, a side bend. You might let your hips go off center to the right. And as you tip up and over to the left, slide the ears back to lift your chin. And then maybe slide your arms back in line with your ears to broaden through the chest. Big breath in to come all the way up through center. Touch the sky, get taller. And exhale to fold, bowing into yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Step your feet all the way back to take it to down dog. Just a few more times together. Inhale through to plank pose. As you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Big breath into rise, cobra. Hug the palms towards each other as you hug the shoulder blades together. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Wait for your breath in as the left leg floats up to the sky. Step it forward to catch your lunge. Slow, steady breath in to rise for high lunge on the second side. Remember, walk that left foot as much as you need to the left, but really lift and power up through the back thigh. That's where you'll find steadiness. Stretch up through the fingertips. Look away from the ground as you take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. Bend into that left thigh as the crown of your head grows taller to the sky. And now hands can stay up overhead or they can come to your hips. As you come up to stand, right thigh towards your chest. Grow 2 inches taller through the crown of your head and lower the right foot down. Now bend your knees, sit your hips back. Lean into your right foot. Lift your left heel and cross your left ankle over the right thigh. Let your hands go anywhere it helps with your balance. But as you flex that left foot, think hips to the back of your mat as you lift your heart up towards the sky. Take one more breath, in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale as you offer that breath out. And then inhale to come up to rise. Lower the left foot down, reach up, touch the sky, and grab your left wrist. Grow up and over to the right for standing crescent, second side. As you tip over to that right hand side and breathe into the left side of your waist. Think right hip towards the front of your mat, right shoulder to the front of your mat as you slide the ears back to lift your chin. Now big breath in to bring it back up through center. Touch the sky, get tall, and exhale to fold, bowing into yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Walk those feet back. Take it back to down dog. Now your choice. You can stay right here and breathe. You might lower your knees to the ground and take a few breaths close to gravity. Or your breath can take you through one of those linking vinyasas we've done together already. But wherever you go, moving or staying still, let it be an offering to your breath. Slow down your next breath in, and big exhales to offer that breath out. When your next few breaths find their way through you, we'll meet in downward facing dog once again. And now on your next inhale, float the right leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. Pivot your hands and feet over to the left to come into your wide-legged forward fold. Tiny bend in your knees, especially if they lock. And now squeeze your feet towards each other. Give them a hug to feel that energy run up the legs. Should have mentioned this before, but if you're coming up halfway and there feels like there's going to be a butt close to your face, just stagger slightly forward and back with your friends. And now inhale, come up halfway to lengthen. Keep your right fingertips down. Bring your left palm to your low back. Shrug the left shoulder to your ear. Hug your left shoulder blade to your spine, and from your belly button, twist to the back of your mat. As you twist to the back of the room, see what's coming with you. My hips sway off to the left. Can you lean your hips more to the front of your mat? Turn the belly and chest to the back of your mat and slide the ears back to the front of the room. Stay here. If you want to reach that left arm to the sky like triangle pose, you can, but take a deeper breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then on your inhale, unwind, lower that left hand. Turn the right knee and toes to catch your lunge. Come up onto your fingertips or blocks on either side of that right foot. And now wiggle the left toes back another inch or two. As you push through the right foot, straighten your right leg for this version of pyramid pose, Pursvottanasana. But for this round, keep the back heel lifting higher up off the earth. And as you wrap your left hip forward, tack your right hip back and see if you feel that more in your back of your right thigh. Now keep the legs steady. As you inhale, come up halfway, grow long through the spine. Your left hand stays down on the block or floor as your right palm comes to your low back. Shrug your right shoulder to the ear. Hug your right shoulder blade to your spine, and from your belly, twist to the right for this version of revolved triangle. Can you tack your right hip back? Press the right big toe down into the earth. And as you lean back against yourself, maybe the right arm stays or reaches up to the sky, but take one more breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then inhale to unwind. Lower the right hand, bend your right knee, and take it back to downward facing dog. Bend the left knee as you pedal the right heel to the ground and lift your butt to the sky. And then switch sides, soften the right knee as you lower the left heel. And take notice of any difference. And now for side two, float the left leg up and back. Step it forward to catch your lunge. Pivot your hands and feet to the right for that wide-legged forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Stagger with your friends as needed. You might even gently lean back and forth into your heels and the balls of your feet until you find middle ground. Neither day nor night, neither inside nor out, neither in the heels nor in the toes, but in the middle. And now squeeze your legs together. As you inhale, come up halfway to lengthen, grow long. This time the left hand stays down on the floor or on a block as your right palm comes to your low back. Shrug your right shoulder to your ear. Hug the right shoulder blade to your spine, and from the depths of your belly, twist to the back of your mat. Think hips towards the front of the room, belly and chest to the back of the room. And as you slide the ears back, stay, or maybe the right arm reaches to the sky. Take one more breath in. Stay for your exhale. Then on your inhale, unwind. Lower the right hand. Turn the left knee and toes to catch your lunge. Come up onto your fingertops or blocks. And as you squeegee the right toes back an inch or two, straighten your left leg. Pursvottanasana. Lift the back heel a drop higher. And as you wrap that back right hip forward, let that give you space to tack the left hip back. Now inhale to come up halfway. Grow long through the spine. Can you keep that length as your right hand stays down and your left palm comes to your left hip or your low back? Shrug your left shoulder to the ear. Wrap the left shoulder blade to your spine, and from your belly button, twist to the left. Tack that left hip back. Shrug the left shoulder up and back and lean back against yourself. Stay here for the last breath, or maybe the left arm reaches to the sky as you take a deeper breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then inhale to unwind. Lower the hands, bend your left knee, take it back to downward facing dog. And a breath or two to arrive. Pedal the heels. Take notice of what you see and feel. From your down dog, lower the knees down onto the ground. Sit back onto your heels, sip some water as needed. Take a breath or two. We're going to do a few thigh stretches before we add on. Getting warm? How are you feeling? Comfortable, or you need more cold? More cold. Thank you so much. I know, 'tis the season. Well, tomorrow's going to be 88 the rest of the week. So what are we supposed to do? Shorts? No pants? It's that weather. I think I was walking my dog this morning, and somebody in front of me was wearing a full sweatsuit, and I was in shorts and a tank top, and I was like, who is in the correct here? I couldn't determine, but fans. Okay, from table. Feel free to pad your knees with a blanket if you'd like some extra cushion. You might have your blocks close by, but we'll take a thigh stretch or two. So step your right foot to the outside of your right hand for that lizard lunge shape. So right foot to the outside of your right hand, both hands on the inside of the foot. Another twist. Surprise, surprise. Keep your left hand down, right palm to your right thigh. I know I'm going to helicopter. You want to turn them down, Kyle? Thank you. Right palm to your right thigh. Turn the belly towards the right. And now hug your left knee forward so you can bend your left knee and lift the left toes up off the ground. Stay right here and breathe. Or your right hand might reach back towards the back of the room. You might lasso a strap around your foot, or your right hand might reach for the right foot or the left foot. The higher up your left hand is on a block, the more access you might have to finding that left foot. But shrug that top right shoulder up and back. Shrug the bottom left shoulder up and back. And as you slide the ears back so your head is over your heart, take a deeper breath in. Stay for your exhale and bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Now inhale to slowly release the hold of your arms. Plant your palms, take it back to table, and a breath or two here to arrive. Let's do the second side. When you're ready, left foot to the outside of your left hand. Walk your right hand off to the right, left palm to your left thigh, and just check to see that your right knee isn't directly under your right hip, but slightly behind it. And as you hug the right knee forward, bend your back knee to lift the right toes up. Stay here for a few breaths. You might reach back through the left hand, or you might hold on to the foot or find a strap. But think both shoulders towards your ears as you hug your shoulder blades towards each other. And then slide the ribs back as you press the head back. Take a deep breath in. Stay for your exhale and bend 1 more inch into that front left thigh. Now inhale to slowly release those hands. Plant your palms, take it back to tabletop, find your way to your hands and your knees. And let's come to sit on our tush for a moment. So release your blocks, come to sit on your butt, and extend your legs out long in front of you. All right, we're going to play with a little balance. We'll revisit this again in a moment, but for boat pose, bend your knees, bring your hands behind your thighs, and as you hold the backs of your legs, shrug your shoulders up and together. Feel free to stay right here, sliding the ribs back. Or to play with some balance, maybe you lift the feet up off the floor, seeing if you can bring your toes in line with your gaze. If your legs are lifted, can you press your thighs into your palms so you feel the hip flexors slightly soften, and then slide the ribs back as you lift the chest. Take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale to offer that breath out. Okay, we'll add a little more. Keep your right hand behind your right leg, lift your left arm up, and now thread your left arm underneath your right thigh, your right knee. Look at your legs, squeeze your left thigh towards your right thigh. Stay here, or you're going to be mime in a box as you twist open to the right. Like, can't get out of the box. Turn the belly and chest to the right. Can you lift the chest, shrug the right shoulder up and back, and then inhale to unwind. Lower the legs, lower the feet. Give them a few windshield wipers. Yeah? Questions? Eventually, in a little bit, that's going to take us into an arm balance. So we'll see where it goes. But there's stages. The thing I want you to think about, the front view, you'll be able to see it, is as we were to do the second side in a second, when you twist to one side, oftentimes I forget about this leg. See if you can squeeze your legs together like you're making a little vice grip on your arms as you turn your belly to the opposite side. So it's under one leg. One leg. Yeah. Let's try the other side. So hands behind your thighs. Shrug the shoulders together to lift your heart. Feel free to stay here. You can do this without the feet lifting up off the floor. But as you lean back, lift the feet if that's what you choose. See if those toes can come in line with your gaze. And then ribs back, shoulders back as you lift the heart. What side did we do? Right? Keep your left hand behind your left thigh. Thank you so much. Blacked out. Reach the right arm underneath your left leg. And now look at your legs. Is that right leg dangling in space? Squeeze the thighs towards each other. You can keep the left hand behind your thigh or mime in a box. Twist open to the left. Hug the shoulder blades together. Slide the ears back. See if you can flex your feet. Take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then slowly unwind. Okay, keep it in your memory. Maybe you forget it. Let's come back to down dog. Rock forward as you take yourself back. Pedal the heels, notice what you feel. And now big breath in through to plank pose. As you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Hands come nice and wide. Inhale to rise for cobra, lift up through the heart. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Last couple of things we'll try out before we make our way to the earth. Lift the right leg up and back. Step it forward to catch your lunge. One last time, pivot your hands and feet to the left for wide-legged forward fold. As you inhale, come up halfway. And on your exhale, soften your elbows to bow in towards yourself. Now on your next breath, keep your head heavy. Turn the right knee and toes to catch your lunge. We rise for high lunge one more time. Reach up to touch the sky. Grow tall through the left toes, stretch up through the fingertips. And now hands to your hips as we come to stand one more time. Spring off of the left foot. You can always tap your left toes down onto a block, but let your hands interlace underneath your left thigh. Press your left thigh down into your palms and shrug your shoulders up and back into that resistance. Stay here, or to add one more twist, let your right hand hold the outer left thigh, and your left palm can come to your low back. Shrug your left shoulder to your ear, hug the left shoulder blade to your spine as you twist from your belly to the left. Maybe the left arm reaches towards the back of the room for some counterbalance. And completely optional, your right hand can catch the left calf, the ankle, or even the pinky side edge of that left foot as you extend the left leg towards the front of the room. Take one more breath in, stay for your exhale, and then inhale to unwind. Thread the left foot back to lunge. Big breath in to reach up, touch the sky, and exhale to plant the palms as you take it back to downward facing dog. A twist and a half. So that standing twist is similar to that revolved triangle that we did a while ago, but very different. So take notice of what it feels like to have gravity beneath you and to find the steadiness of your breath as we come in for the last side. Lift the left leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. Pivot your hands and feet to the right for that wide-legged forward fold on the second side. Let this be a place where you can steady your breath as you inhale, come up halfway, squeeze the legs together. And on your exhale, let the elbows soften to bow in towards yourself. Let the head be heavy. Turn the left knee and toes to catch your lunge. A slow, steady breath in brings you up to rise for high lunge, last round. Take your time, lift the back thigh, stretch up through the arms, take a big breath in, and on your exhale, descend into that front leg. Now we come to stand. All the hops you need to spring off your right foot. Interlace your hands underneath that right thigh, maybe that awkward thumb or pinky on top. Press your right thigh down. Shrug your shoulders up and together. Stay right here breathing. Or for one more twist, the left hand catches the outer right thigh. You can bring your right palm to your low back to start. Shrug your right shoulder to the ear, squeeze the right shoulder blade to your spine, and from your belly button, twist to the right. Maybe reach the right arm towards your friend behind you. And then completely optional, your left hand might hold the calf, the ankle, or the pinky side edge of the foot as you extend that left leg, the right leg to the front of the room. On an inhale, unwind. Thread the right leg all the way back. Take a big breath in if you'd like to reach up. And on your exhale, down dog, step it all the way back. Pedal the heels. Take notice of what you feel. And now from your down dog, lower the knees to the earth. Sit back onto your heels. Take a sip of water. We made it. So spoiler alert, twist heavy class today. We're going to do a few more, and then we'll do some rolling and some back bends to get into the neck, the shoulders, and the upper body. So we have done, as a reminder, this guy, this guy, this guy. Yeah, that was turbo. Now, on the arms. We're going to try it with an arm balance. So the first, we'll do it just once on each side. If you like to do this one, it's called Ekapada Kundalini 1, the twisted scissors arm balance. If you have a way that you like to get into it, you're more than welcome to take that choice. The one that I'm going to talk you through is finding a lot of access with blocks to create length through the chest. So it looks like this. You'll bring your 2 blocks to stack at the middle of your mat. You hover over the blocks like you would in down dog. And now one foot steps off to the side, and I'll talk you through rights and lefts. Let me do this side. And you land until that outer hip comes onto the block. So the hips will never lift up off the block for this one. Without even doing anything or going anywhere, you'll find lots of length through the outside of that front leg. You'll find a big twist in your belly and some length in the low back. So you're definitely more than welcome to stay here and breathe. And then if you want to explore, you might bend that top knee, walk your hands back so that the arm and the knee make out with each other, not here, but they touch. And then how far forward can your heart go? And as you bend your elbows back, the back leg might get lighter. Maybe the front leg gets lighter. Maybe the leg extends off to the side. Yeah? My aim of the game is not to lift my butt up off the blocks, but to try and go so far forward that there's space for the leg to lift up. If you're interested in doing it without the blocks, we love to see it. Go for it. But this one is the one I'll talk you through to find lots of space in the chest or torso. So when you're ready, if you want to try it out, bring your blocks to the middle of your mat. You might stagger slightly with your friends because a leg might come into somebody, but you proportion as you need. Bring your blocks to stack. And now come to down dog, hovering over the blocks. So your hands are in front of the blocks, your feet are behind. Watch for your friends around you as you lift the right leg up and back. Draw your right knee to your left shoulder and kick your right leg off to the left. And now land so your outer right hip comes all the way down onto the block. Good. Now take a breath here. That's it. Spin your back heel to the floor, straighten your legs. And now with your palms on the floor, lift your heart. Feel your belly spin from left to right. Stay right where you are, or you might bend your right knee. Walk your hands back until your left elbow and your right thigh make out with each other. It's going to feel tight in there, but let them touch or get close. And now think heart forward, look forward. And as you bend your elbows back, maybe the back foot feels lighter, maybe it gets lighter. Yes. Maybe it lifts up off the earth. Maybe your right knee stays bent or you extend your right leg off to the left. That's it. And when you want to come out, it's like a seesaw. You push the floor away from you to lower your feet and then come on back down. Nice. How'd that go? That was it. You all did it. That was a version of it. The idea of that shape is we're trying to find how much leverage can you bring your chest forward so your legs have somewhere to move, if that makes sense. Because the idea is that you do this pose without blocks. It feels very different, but the idea is for your blocks, for you to not have blocks, your heart has to go so far forward so your legs have some space to lift up. Any questions? You want to try the other side? Yes? Is your right elbow supposed to go onto your hip or no? Like here? Not with the blocks. I don't have space for it to touch, so I keep it off to the side like chaturanga. So like this. Here? Yeah. But I'm trying not saying that you're doing that. I'm over-exaggerating, but I'm trying not to go here. I'm trying to think shoulder up and back and heart forward. But it can touch if you want it to touch.
And if you're pushing off the blocks a little bit, then it's sort of like the second.
Chicken, yeah. It can be. Yeah, so the question is, oh God, what are we doing in class? The question is, if you want to push off the blocks, oh my God, why would you? Yes, it can be a little chicken wing, and my face will be on the floor, but it might lift up. Yeah, you can use it as another point. That was very hard. I've never tried that. Every time I teach it with the blocks, I'm like, I'm not lifting up off these, but I love to see it. If you want to, you can. And use that arm as another point. Let's do the other side before we're uneven for too long, but great question about the elbow. So come to hover over your blocks.
What, real quick, positioning.
I'll see it. Let me talk you through it and I'll see it. So lift the left leg up and back. Step your left foot to your right shoulder and kick your left leg off to the right. Now take a breath. Land your outer left hip down onto the block. That's it. And now find length. Can you reach out through the heels? Spin your back heel to the floor. That's it. And can you find length as you reach the heart forward? Now if you want to explore, bend your elbows and then just walk your hands all the way back and bend your left knee. So your right elbow and your left knee touch. Bend your left knee. Bend it, and bring it to the top of your right elbow. Yeah, that's it. And now as the elbow and arm connect, think heart forward, elbows back, and maybe, yes, the back leg gets lighter, Maybe that left leg reaches off to the right. Wahoo! Maybe you supercharge and push up off the blocks. You do not have to. And then you come on up. Nice. Rest. Take a breath. Thoughts? We're not doing it again. That was the last one. But I love, when you start to see these poses in different shapes, they're neither man nor animal, nor inside nor outside. They're all different variations of the same pose, but they feel so completely different from each other. But the idea of the practice, the idea of that story I told you a long time ago, is that you have what it is that you need. You have the discernment of deciding, what building blocks am I moving towards? Am I exploring the variations? Am I exploring something different? Am I exploring rest? You get to make the decision of what it is that you want to do. We have time for one more. So we're going to try it out. It's the same version that we did, so you can take a seat in any way, shape, or form. But for one more second of play, because I haven't done arm balances in forever, is coming into that 8-point pose, that Ashtavakrasana. So I'll show you, I'll talk you through just so you can see. Again, if there's a way that you like to get into it, please feel free to choose that choice. But it starts this way, and then you do the arm under the leg. I'll talk you through the rights and lefts. And then perhaps you cross the ankles. And now remember, this is the arm balance without any weight on your arms. So you're in the arm balance here without any pressure on the wrists. So you can explore. There's a lot to do in balance, in finding length through the chest, and a big old twist. And now if you want to see what it's like to bounce on the arms, you lower a foot, you lower a hand, you lift your butt up off the ground, and as you plant your palms, you might tip your way into it, and then you come on out. The nice thing about that one is my butt is 1 centimeter up off the ground, so if and when you fall, it's a very easy, soft landing place. But Ashtavakrasana is where we're going to try it. Yeah? Let's try the first side, and then we'll turn around and lie down. So bend your knees, both feet on the floor, hands behind your thighs, and as you lean back, lift your heart. You can do this all with your heels down, or you might lift your heels up. But we'll all start by releasing your right hand, cross your right arm underneath your left thigh, and now cross the right ankle on top of your left ankle as you squeeze your thighs together. Mime in a box. Stretch the left arm back. You are in a box and you cannot get out. Lift your heart. Stay here. You are balancing on your arms. You're in the arm balance. Now if you want to play, uncross your ankles, right foot down, left hand down, way far out in front of you. Push into your right foot, push into your left hand, and as you lower the right palm down, lean forward to cross the right ankle over your left and extend your legs to the front of the room. I know it gets very roller coastery very quickly, but think chest forward, elbows back. Yeah! That was it. Thoughts? The other way that I've been taught that you might know of how to get into it is how Amy's doing it, not to put you on blast, yes, but is, yeah, do that. So she'll put arm over leg, or leg over arm, hands come down, ankles cross, and as you lift your butt up, then the chest goes forward and elbows go back. Neither is correct, neither is wrong. They're just different entry points into the same version of the pose. You want to try out the other side? Let's do the last side. And then we lie down. Hands behind your thighs, Navasana. Shoulders back, lift your heart, and lift your feet up. Take a breath. Left arm releases. Cross your left arm underneath your right thigh. Cross your left ankle over your right. Make a vice grip with your thighs on that left tricep. Mime in a box. Spread the fingers, lift your heart. Stay here and see what it's like to be in the Weeble. Or if you want, uncross the ankles, stomp your left foot down, right hand down, push into your left foot and right hand, and lower the left palm down. As you tip your chest forward and elbows go back, you might cross your left ankle over the right thigh. Yee, yes! And then, boop, butt might come down onto the floor. Nice. There's a great story about that pose too, but we just don't have time for it. So, turn around, Come to lie on your back. Does everyone have, who'd like to use them, therapy balls? I can grab them for you if you don't have any. And have one of your blocks close by as well. We'll use that as we start to lay onto the earth. Anyone else need therapy balls? Coming. Place all those, thank you. Place all those off to the side. Come to lay on your back. Bend your knees and bring both feet onto the floor. And as your hands fall anywhere they fall, on your body or alongside of you, close your eyes for a moment and call yourself back to your breath. Can you breathe not just into the front of your body, into all those points touching the air above you, but can you send, bless you, your breath into the back of your body, into all those points touching the earth? Thanks for doing fan control, Kyle. As you take a deep breath in, down, and wide, let it fill you up. Let your exhale offer itself up and out through each direction of you. Oh, sorry. And now bend your knees, bring both feet onto the floor. Give the right leg a hug in towards your belly or in towards your chest. Make some circles with that right foot or right ankle in one or the other direction. Spread the right toes or point the right toes. And now draw the right foot back through center as you cross the right ankle over the left thigh for figure 4 on your back. You can stay here with that left foot down on the ground, or you might thread the needle, interlace your hands behind your left thigh as you lift your left foot up off the earth. Flex through both feet if they're lifted. Shrug your shoulders to your ears and wiggle those shoulder blades towards each other. Take a deep breath in and stay for your exhale as you offer that breath out. And now slowly release your hands from behind your left thigh, lower both feet to the earth, and give the left leg a hug in towards your belly or in towards your chest. Start with those circles in the left foot or ankle. Spread or point the toes and just see what it feels like to experience the soles of your feet. And now interlace, really draw the left ankle through center, cross it over the right thigh for figure 4 on the second side. Flex that left foot. Stay here or thread the needle again. Hands can come behind your right thigh. Think shoulders to your ears. Snuggle the shoulder blades together. And as you let the back of your head, the upper back, and your tail soften to the earth, breathe into all of those points touching the ground. Take one more breath in and a deeper breath out. Now slowly uncross your legs, lower both feet to the earth. Give them a hug in towards your belly or in towards your chest. You can be here, you can come towards happy baby, catching the backs of your thighs or your calves or the pinky side edges of your feet. Or with your head and tail heavy on the earth, take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now slowly release the hold of your legs. I'll talk you through therapy ball work in the upper back. If there's any other region that you know that you'd like to take this time to work on your own, please feel free to do so. You can also set up early for rest. We'll meet you there momentarily. But if you'd like to come to some therapy ball work in the upper back, feel free to keep them in their tote or take them out. But lift your head and shoulders just enough and pop the therapy balls in between your shoulder blades to either side of your spine. So they'll come into that fleshy space at the very top tips of your shoulders. If you bring your head down and it feels awkward or something doesn't feel right, please feel free to wave a hand or a foot over, and sometimes moving them an inch makes a world of difference. But some options, as your hands fall anywhere they fall, you might keep your head on the floor, or to alleviate some pressure, you can bring your head up onto a block, like a pillow. Or if you'd like more pressure in those therapy balls, with your head on the floor, you might bring your hips up onto a block at its lowest height, so that the weight of your body gets heavier into the therapy balls. The invitation is to be in the place where you can breathe more fully than before. So if you lift your hips up onto a block and the breath stops, feel free to readjust. But as your hands fall anywhere they fall, take a big breath in through the nose and exhale out through parted lips. Let all of that breath go. Take another full belly breath in and even open your mouth to let all of that breath out. You're more than welcome to stay here for a few breaths, or if you'd like to find a few more places, as you bend your knees, bring your feet on the floor, press through your feet and roll your body towards your head until you feel the therapy balls come lower to the middle tips of your shoulder blades, slightly lower than where you just were. Head on the floor or head on the block, butt on the floor or butt on the block. As you take a deep breath in through the nose and open your mouth to let all of that breath out. Take another slow, steady breath in and exhale all of that breath out through each direction of you. And now stay here or one more place. Press through your feet to roll your body north so you feel those therapy balls come south to the bottom of the shoulder blades, somewhere different than where you've been before. I find here it alleviates pressure by keeping my hips on a block and head on the floor, and it intensifies bringing my butt down onto the ground and head on the ground, but it might feel different for you. Wherever you are, take another breath in and open your mouth to let all of that breath go. And now we'll make that exit journey out. So release any blocks from underneath you. And a few ways to get out. You can scooch your hips towards your heels to roll the therapy balls up your back. Or you might roll over to one side to push them out of the way. Sometimes they take t-shirts with you. But however they come out, do let them fully exit for the remainder of rest. For occasionally they create more tension than softness. But once they find their way out and you drape your upper back onto the ground, give yourself a few moments, add or remove any layers or props. You might let your hair down or let your glasses set off to the side as you drape your body onto the earth to find your way to rest. I'll talk you through a few rounds of pranayama, of some breath work to prepare the body for rest, that you're more than welcome to simply listen to, but truly follow along at your pace. For this viloma pranayama, the suspended or interrupted breath, you'll begin by taking a breath in through the nose to fill your belly up into your heart, and exhale through the nose to let all of that breath go. Take that once more, breathe into the belly, the back of your heart up into your chest, and exhale to let all of that breath out. Now feel your next inhale in 3 distinct parts. First, breathe just into your belly. Pause for a moment. Next, breathe into your lungs and the sides of your waist. Hold. Third, fill up into the chest. Pause for a moment at the top. And then exhale through the nose to let all of that breath go. Hold at the bottom of your breath and begin again. Inhale, the belly fills, retain. The lungs fill next, hold. Fill the back and front of your heart, pause. And then exhale through the nose to empty yourself out fully. Hold at the bottom, and as you follow your breath more than my voice, inhale, belly fills, pause. Fill the lungs next. Hold. Fill the back and front of your heart. Pause. And exhale through the nose to let all of that breath go. Twice more. Inhale to fill the belly. Fill the lungs. Fill the back and front of your heart. And exhale through the nose to offer that breath out. Last round. Fill the belly. Gently suspend your breath. Fill the lungs, the sides of your waist. Hold. Fill the back and front of your heart. Pause. And exhale through the nose to offer that breath out. Without any holds or pauses, take a breath to fill your belly, your heart, your throat, the crown of your head. And as you exhale to offer that breath out, begin to find the steady, rhythmic cadence of your breath. And it's here, every breath lets you dissolve the practice that was. Each breath lets you arrive to where you are now. And each breath that comes after makes space for what has yet to come. So as you let each cycle of your breath let you become heavier into the earth, the heavier your physical body becomes, the lighter you may start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a sweeter breath out. Take another breath in, down and wide. And as you exhale, offer that breath up and out. Let your breath start to awaken the body that you're in and the very being that you are, with any gentle movement that just feels sweet to you. You might roll your wrists or ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head from side to side, heavy against the earth. Or just watching for props and water around you. You might reach your arms away from your legs or draw your knees in towards your chest. But whenever you're ready, we'll all meet with one or both arms overhead as you bend your knees and roll to any side of your choice to coil into yourself. As you push down into the ground, take your time to find your way up to your seat the same way we began. With those eyes either softly closed or open, can you once again listen for that breath? Take a deep breath in and down so it fills you up. And exhale to pour the breath up and out. We'll finish our time together with one more of those breaths. You can place your hands to center, anywhere that feels for you. As you take a deep breath in, to let it all go. You might bow your head to your hands or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple yet sweet gesture of self-reverence, bowing to yourself and to each other who practiced right alongside next to you. And with all of my heart, I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you. Great to be with you all. Drink lots of water. Take really sweet care of yourselves. Thanks, Kyle. There's wipes and things here if you want to wipe down mats. Things from the studio if you'd like to. And some announcements while you're setting up. They came quickly this weekend, already mid-August. I know, but Stacia, if you have taken it or if you haven't, I took it in February and it was incredible. She taught her Thai massage workshop. Has anyone ever taken it? It's so good. It's so, so good. If it's something that has ever piqued your interest, she's incredible. So you should definitely come. And then my beloved Adriana and I are teaching a workshop on Sunday of roll into rest, where I'll teach 45 minutes of rolling from tip to toe, and then she'll teach restorative and yoga nidra. And I keep saying it, but it's from 1 to 2:30. I keep joking that like every time she teaches me yoga nidra or restorative, I have to call somebody to come pick me up because I don't know where I am, what my body parts are in the best way possible. But she'll teach a beautiful practice, and I love co-teaching with her. So if you're around, or you know someone who would like it, we'll be here on Sunday. We'd love to see you. What else is going on with you? Anyone else have announcements? Does not have to be yoga related at all, or it can be. Things going on, things you're seeing. Has anyone seen Oh Mary yet on Broadway? No? Have we heard of it? No Leos and no one watching Oh Mary. What a crowd. I mean, I haven't seen it either, and I'm not a Leo, so I'm part of you. We are together. Okay, bye. Thank you.
I'm going to be out of town today. I'm so sad.
I'm so sad.
I wanted to go. Actually, Emily and I have been putting in the suggestion box, like, we have a class that's like just rolling and resting.
Yes.
And then we both heard the announcement. We're both going to be out of town this week, and we were like, no.
We'll do it again.
But next one.
We'll do it again. I promise we'll do it again. Keep suggest boxing.
Thank you, Anisha.
Thank you. Great to see you. Thank you. I'm so glad.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.